right, we are here, final day of the esports tournament with Nolan Bushnell. How do you feel about SiGMA so far? What do you think?
Wonderful environment. I mean, it's a great show, a lot of energy, a tremendous amount of energy, and it really shows to me that esports, wagering, the whole world of gaming is exploding.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's got to be a surreal environment coming into an environment like this. I mean, being as you've seen the progression of esports and gaming, and just being as the, you know, frankly, the father of gaming, in my opinion, you know, it's got to be surreal. So how do you feel about teams playing against each other in this environment? I mean, isn't it cool to see people compete at this level, at like a professional level?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not only fun. The only thing I don't understand is why they're not playing Pong.
I know. We should definitely look into getting some Pong tournaments at SiGMA for sure. Yeah. So first time in Malta, right? Tell me about it. How do you feel about being here in Malta?
I love the people. The food has been wonderful, and the environment. You know, it's an island nation, but it doesn't feel like an island. It just feels like a place with a lot of beach.
Yeah, and you're here in the colder season, so you can only imagine how much better it gets, right? Absolutely. So a question about, you know, just gaming in general. So how do you feel like the future landscape of esports is going to look in the next 5 years? Give us some insight on that.
Well, first of all, esports is going to continue to explode. The fan base, it will eclipse all of the other sports in terms of viewership. And I believe that we will start to see some real sponsorship in terms of advertisers that will rival the NFL, the NBA, the FIFA soccer. And all of those things will really drive the economics. And I've always said that if the economics are right, things explode.
Yeah, and you know, on that note too, it feels like esports is becoming more of a home, like a household name, so to speak, right? Like, you know, people are growing into the sport, into the industry. It's obviously growing at such a rapid rate that, you know, even people that don't really know about esports, like teams and tournaments, they still know about the gaming industry. They know that their kids are playing games. They come home and everyone has a console. It's almost like a phone nowadays. And even if they have a phone, they're gaming on it, right? So as far as like SiGMA tell me about, how do you feel about like the different aspects of in general, like you said, you mentioned the NFL, right? How do you feel about esports as far as the future of just the expansion into the US and even just worldwide? It feels like the US isn't really known for esports in general. Do you feel like it's making a breakthrough now as far as esports in general?
It's getting bigger. The regulatory environment for wagering and some of the other things that happen in the U.S. has stifled it a little bit, but that's loosening up. And so I believe that the Americans will start to catch up with the rest of the world. I mean, there's no question that there's been an Asian dominance of the sport so far. And I think that that is going to be more evenly distributed with competitors from all over the world.
So what's your favorite current game to watch or play?
You know, as far as me playing it, oh man, I still like to play Go. But in terms of watching, I really like Call of Duty. Yeah.
Me too. Same. Agreed. So as far as the, you know, environment in general, what do you feel like is the point of inspiration, you know, for people coming into the industry or people coming into the sport? Like, I guess my question is, what inspires you specifically in gaming? Like, what gets you motivated to think outside the box and even create new things?
Well, whenever I look at something, I tend to think about all the things that are wrong and how I could fix it to make it even better. And so I've got 2 or 3 projects that I'm working on with Esports Technologies that I think we can actually make e-gaming more democratized, if you would. Right now it's a very young man's game, and I'd like to have it be a little less ageist.
All right, last question is, how do you feel about this trophy? You know, it's a pretty big, pretty awesome trophy, yeah?
It is. I think that there's a couple of things wrong with it. First of all, it's not full of beer. Second of all, it needs to have names engraved all over it. You know, that's what's fun about it.
Okay, so you said what's wrong about it. Now tell me what's right about it. Anything right about it?
It's big, it's exciting, it's got presence.
Agreed. Well, thank you so much, Nolan. It's a pleasure to meet you, an honor. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.